Peace. Cypher living. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the Car Chronicles. So, what do you want to talk about today, man?
Well, it was something that came up on the radio recently that we were listening to.
Okay.
That sparked the conversation. The question that was asked is, do you think it's your responsibility to keep yourself healthy in a marriage or relationship?
Right.
So, and why?
Right.
So, we got to talking about it, and we thought that this would be a good topic of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd like to hear your feedback on it. Leave your feedback in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that it's your responsibility to keep yourself healthy, to not have the stress of sickness or disease, being on yourself. It's also mentally and physically stressful, but it can be that for your partner. A lot of the responsibility will fall on their shoulders. So that would be the most obvious thing. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how I feel about it. I just think it's kind of unfair when you really think about it. It's unfair when you are not. Well, first, let me say this. Let me say this. One of the first laws of nature is self-preservation. So what that means is pretty much like, you have to take care of yourself. You have to do for self. So in doing for self, your health, your health is wealth pretty much. You have to take care of yourself. Well, you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And that
in 2 miles, take exit 346B toward University
that involves,
Avenue.
So much. There's so many aspects of life, of course, but I think health is the main thing. So, you got to eat right and do the right things. And I think I had mentioned it in another video we did on our channel, is that, just health is, if you're not healthy, you can't think right, you don't sleep right and stuff like that, and you set yourself up for sickness and stuff like that. I just think it's unfair, because when you become so sick at times that you're up in a hospital or something like that, or you're confined to your house, and if you're married, or you have a significant other that you live with, or your family and stuff like that, it's kind of like you leaving it, it's like their responsibility. It's almost like you're putting a responsibility, on your family members or even friends or whatever.
Let me say that when you're in a committed relationship, if you have a partner, if you're married,
then use the right lane to take exit 346B.
You act as one unit. Of course there are things that happen in life, that sickness or disease can affect you, but what we're trying to say is trying to prevent it from happening, in terms of making sure that you're eating right, making sure you're taking care of yourself, making sure that you're mentally, physically strong together, because one thing can affect one person, but it will also affect you as a whole in your relationship, and add the stress. It may also affect you financially. What if one person can't work because whatever they're going through? Then that's a stress. That's more stress that you're adding on to the relationship. So I guess what we're saying is, you want to be mindful of how you care for yourself, going forward, so everybody in the relationship is at optimal health as much as possible. No one's perfect. you know, but you try to do the best you can with what you know and what you have. But yeah, you want to put yourself in the best position possible, so you all can grow. Because I mean, that's the name of the game, is that we grow together, you know. And yeah, we come together and we grow together.
Absolutely, those are good points. I just think it's probably, to me, it's probably one of the most important things in life is, you know, just taking care of your health. I mean, you know, the thing is, you know, we're talking about pretty much things that you can control. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can control what you're eating, you know, what you're drinking, what you're putting on your, you know, on your skin and stuff like that. You know, but I mean, you know, there's accidents. Accidents happen. You know, people get into bad accidents, and you can't control that. So, you know, that's the exception. You know what I'm saying? But I just, you know, like I said, I just think that's really important. You know, I turn here? No, not this one.
I think for some people, and we had to learn this too, and you know, we're still learning and growing. We don't know everything, but we put so much power into other people's hands about our own health, when our health is our responsibility. You know, we put so much faith in the medical community, doctors and hospitals, and not realizing how much power we actually do have with utilizing things that are natural. You know, it's something that we're learning and growing more and more into. But food is the number one thing that is necessary to everybody.
Right.
And what you choose to eat and how you eat it also, like, you know, how you prepare foods or what foods you to eat and things of that nature, is going to be beneficial to you. It could be detrimental or it could be beneficial, but you make that choice. But you invest in yourself and learning and, you know, learning, and just don't get comfortable in everything that you're doing, because along the way there's going to be a time when those things that you relied on, it will no longer work for you.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're on, you know, prescription pills and, you know, you're eating a certain way because this is the way I like to eat. You're going to have to learn and grow. There's going to be a point in your life that, you know, you're going to get to the point where it's going to get you so uncomfortable. You know, you're going to be so uncomfortable in your circumstances that you're going to be forced out of your comfort zone, you know. So we would, you know, we're on a journey ourselves. Everybody is on their own journey. But when you choose to be with somebody, you choose to be with them at your best, you know. And if you're not at your best, that you're growing and moving in that direction.
Right.
You know, and you're growing and moving in the direction together.
Yeah.
Because it's also a struggle when you have someone that is eating well in a relationship and the other one is eating whatever, you know. Yeah. I've been through that too. So, you know, that's always a struggle, because you know how, you know, we're used to eating soul food. You know, we were raised on, you know, macaroni and cheese and collard greens and chicken and
so-called
everything, you know.
That's not really
yeah, you know what I mean. Yes,
I know.
But we were raised on that kind of stuff. But as you grow older and your body starts to change, that's when you realize, or you awaken. You know, either somewhere along the line that you are awakened and you became knowledgeable about the best way to eat for you and your body, and what brings you energy, what brings you that life. Then you're like, okay, you know, I need to make a change. You know, but everybody comes to that point in their own time.
Well, you know what? Like, when you were just talking about that, like, a video or somebody that popped up into my head, and a lot of you may know her, a lot of you may not, but her name is Annette Larkin, and I think that's the older black lady who Well, how old is she about? And I think she's
in her 70s.
Oh, she's in her 70s.
She may be in her 80s now, but
yeah. And she was a raw. She eats raw.
Yeah,
right?
she eats raw. She sprouts her own, I think, vegetables, and she juices a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but her husband ate regular food, like the mac and cheese, things that we were used to growing up and everything. He kept eating meat and everything and regular stuff, and she changed her diet, and you could see the visible difference.
Yeah, because she probably looked like she like in her like late 40s or something, right?
She looked like she in her 50s, I
think. Late 50s maybe?
Yeah, she looked like she's in her 50s.
I know she looked damn good.
Yes, she absolutely looked way younger than what she was.
If you see her husband, you think that her husband was her father or her grandfather.
No, I would say her father.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She even said that. She even said that in one of her videos that her husband is always mistaken for her father.
And he's like confined to a wheelchair or something like that.
I don't remember.
I think he is. He's overweight. I think he is confined to a wheelchair, or he was in a wheelchair. I think when I seen it, the video, and he just gray hair. Like if you see her hair, I don't know. I don't know if she had a wig or not.
Oh, she had a wig on.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, her skin. You could see her skin, her physique, everything. The way she moved. She was on Steve Harvey one year, and she was actually talking with a couple of other females that were older, and they had to guess their age, and they couldn't get it, of course. But yeah, that would show you, the benefits of eating well and treating, self-care.
And the sad part is like, I mean, obviously she loves her husband, and the thing is like, I think he has some ailments, because I think they talked about that, but now she has to take care of him. So that's like what we're talking about, where it's like you leave that responsibility, you leave that responsibility to your spouse or your significant other. And the thing is like, I think in one of the interviews, they interviewed him and asked him, and now he's like kind of like regretting not following, her lifestyle, like the vegan or the, just eating vegetables and stuff like that. Because she looks great. She gets around, you know what I mean? And he's kind of like stationary, sick, have all these ailments. He may have like arthritis and all that stuff. So that's what we're talking about. Like, I think it's kind of unfair. It's unfair, but, we do what we have to do because we love our spouses, and we're going to be there for them regardless. So we're not saying that either. Like, you're not supposed to be there, if they get sick. Right. But I'm just saying on a personal level, I think it's just really unfair. Like, if you're doing everything that you possibly can to, be healthy and stuff like that, and things happen. You get into an accident or something like that, and you're injured and you're disabled or whatever, then those things happen. That's something different. So that's not what we're talking about.
Right. And then also, let me add this: it's never too late to start. You start where you are,
that's
what
important.
You have, and do what you can. Because my mother, she's in her 70s, and now she's starting to have, some health issues that came up. And now us talking, and she's like, she feels a little lost about how to change the way she eats, but she feels that with guidance she can do it. There's so many different resources to help anyone along in that journey and changing the way you eat, but it's never too late to change and do something different, and you just have to be willing and have your mind open to allow yourself to learn something different, something new, and then you'll see how well you start to feel as a result of you changing.
Right.
It's motivating, it'll motivate you,
Yeah, and then you just take it, you pace yourself at the pace that, I don't want to say feel comfortable, because I think one of the reasons why a lot of us are suffering from different things is because we're comfortable with what we're doing. But when you start changing, you want to you want to get out of your comfort zone, start eliminating certain things and replacing it with something more healthy, something more alkaline, you know, fruits and vegetables. I'm gonna tell you, the fruits and vegetables is the best thing for you. And yeah, there are certain grains and there are certain nuts that are ancient, that came with the planet, that are good for you. But fruits and vegetables, they make your digestive system work less. And that's what you want. You know what I mean? You want to, you know, not stress your system out. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that's important too.
But you definitely want to, you know, when you make the change, it's more so not just for yourself, it's for you and your family. Your children need to learn from you.
Right.
You know, so
That's important.
you're creating, you know, a change within your generation. Your
Right.
generation that'll affect your future generations.
Right.
You know, it'll prolong life. You'll start to learn about how to heal yourself. And you'd be able to pass that on to your children and then
Right.
your grandchildren and so on and so forth.
Right.
So, you know, you're creating that legacy, you know. That's a
Exactly.
part of your legacy when you leave that behind. That's so important.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, the last thing I want to say is this. I want you guys to wrap your brains around food is information. Okay? That's all it is. Food is information. If you put the wrong information, you put the wrong gas in your car is not going to work properly. So if you're putting the wrong information into your body's not going to work properly. You're going to have cancer and diabetes and heart disease and stress and
Kidney
all these
disease
different
and
things.
everything,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? But if you put the right food in your body, that information is going to coincide with your natural body. A lot of things that we eat are just not natural. They taste good. Yeah, they taste wonderful. Oh man, you feel you feel happy after you eat it. But a lot of times when you eat a lot of this stuff, the reason why you're tired is because your system is working overtime to diet and try and digest this stuff, and most of the time it can't. So that stuff sits in your system, it sits in your digestive tract, and that's how you become ill, because every illness, I don't care what it is, starts in your gut. It's in what you putting in your mouth.
Yep.
Whether it's soda, whether it's candy, whether it's the food we eat, the water, the types of water we eat, you gotta drink the right water. Spring water has minerals. You don't want to be drinking purified and reverse osmosis and all this other water. Spring water, that's where your minerals is at. All right, so that's pretty much what I want to say. Like we said earlier, you could like, comment, share, subscribe, and tap that bell that next to the subscribe button. You'll get all the updated videos and things that we do.
Yep, and
Right.
we'd like to hear your comments about what you think about that question that
Right.
we asked initially.
Yeah.
We'd like to hear what your feedback is, so
Right.
put that in the comments.
Yep. All right.
All
So
right.
we out of here.
Peace.
Until the next video. Peace.
Peace.